Alrighty, guys. Hey, so today we are going to be doing history through comics, constitutional rights, and historical decision making. The standards and learning goals you guys will be able to achieve today is the California Standard teaching goal of ISTE 1.3 Knowledge Constructor and ISTE 1.6 Creative Communicator. Goals: students will be able to analyze constitutional rights or historical government decisions. Technology goals: students will be able to communicate historical understandings through Pixton. So we'll start out with a bell ringer for the class. I need everyone to answer these 3 questions. First, can you list 5 constitutional rights? Can you name 2 important historical events? And then, have you ever used Pixton? After that, I'm going to do a quick demo of how the Pixton app works. And if you guys have any questions, I will be here to answer them. As you can see, I have a few different comics already open. So you'll create your account. You'll go over here to the new project, click new project. You'll then name your project. So if you're doing day in the life of constitutional right, or if you're doing the second challenge of historical, what would you do? That would be the title you would put in there. Once you've made your title, it will pop up here and you'll click on your first scene. Now, it's going to show a background. For the presentation, I'm just going to click this one randomly, but you're able to go to backgrounds. Say you want to do travel, click on travel, explore the different backgrounds you want to use. You will also so you can have characters. If you create your character, your person will show here. What I advise you guys to use for this project, I would go specifically to the real people and I would click on government. You're going to have multiple different examples of actual people in government. So Abraham Lincoln's here. You have Queen Elizabeth, President Grant, President Trump, Biden, Nancy Pelosi, anybody you want in here. We'll do George Washington for the fun of it. You can, once you click on the character you want to add, click on them. You can move them like this for size-wise. We're going to make them a little bigger. If you want the background to be zoomed in, you just click the zoomed in button here. It will zoom in, or you can do zoom out. It's loading. So that one doesn't have a zoomed out option. So now I'm going to describe how you actually change your character. So when you just click on the background shows up. If you want to change a character, click on the character specifically. Say you want to change his face. You can go through all of these different faces, choose which one you want. You can even do browse all, search, say you want a happy face, type happy in. All these different happy faces will show up. Once you like the face, go back. Now you're going to click action. So how do you want him to face? And you can just play around with these depending on the story you're telling will dictate what actions he does. We'll do this one. You also can change his outfit. If you wanted him to be a basketball player, have him be a basketball. If you want him to be a snowman, have him do that. If you want to go back, don't like something, there's an undo button up top. Click undo. Be good to go. You can choose what's in his hands. So that a book's in his right hand. If I wanted onion, garlic, whatever it is, a doll, add things to his hands. If you wanted to add facial hair, you can add facial hair, change his hairstyle, hair color, hair tone, all of those different things. You also, what you'll need for this project is you'll need to have some speech in it. So if you want speech, you'd click on him. If you're all the way out, click on him, add speech, words, hello. You can move the speech bubble around from where you want it. If you want it to be a thought, shout, whisper, whatever you want it to be. All right, now say for the second slide, you want to keep using this character. You like how it's set up. You like the background. Go to the 3 bubbles and duplicate the scene. But maybe you change what it is. I was the first president of the United States. You can go back. And if you want to add more people, I have people already made for other projects. So I'll click on this character. Obviously, I want to make her bigger so that it fits. Add speech. Who are you? Question mark. This way you can adjust everything however you want it to look so that it fits the screen perfectly. Now, if you don't like that, or say you're adding completely new people, enter blank slide, choose the background. Creatures, if you wanted to add animals, you could add animals to it. Add sound effects, boom, thud. Words, if you have people, if you want your animals to speak. Hello, I am a mouse. You can make him big, you can make him little. You make him doing different actions if you want him to run, whatever it may be. Now, props. Say you're just adding a prop. So I'm going to add a rock. It'll pop up on your screen eventually. I have balloons. So if I want the balloons to be in front of my mouse, which they are already, it would be to the front. If I want it to be behind him, I'd click to the back, and you see how it is now behind him. If you want your mouse or character to go the other way, you click flip. When you come to characters here, you can change the way their eyes are looking. And if he's having a conversation with her, he's probably going to look down at her. So those are the basic uses of Pixton. When you're done, you'll come up to done, and it will show your Pixton cartoon. You can share it, download, print. For this project, you guys will download it so that you can submit it properly. So that is how you use the Pixton app. For this project, you have day in the life of a constitutional right, or you have historical what would you do. So for historical what would you do, you would pick one of these events in history, and you would be an advisor to the president. So for my example, I chose the civil rights movement. I have me here, the president here. I'm advising him, telling him the issue at hand. He's asking questions. I give him the first option. He asks what the advantages are. This is supposed to say what are the disadvantages. So then my person's giving him the disadvantage of option 1. Then you want to show what option 2 is. He'll then say whatever you want them to say. You'll talk about the advantages down here and disadvantages of option 2. His decisions made. So here I did President Johnson chose to support the Civil Rights Act. He is signing it. Everybody is excited for him. And then a newscast person saying out loud, it's officially a law, camera. So in the yellow here for all of those, what you'll want to do there is give us some type of historical background of what is happening in the event, or any background information that would be helpful for the reader to understand what you are trying to do in your comic. Now, there's also day in the life of a constitutional right. So you'll choose from any constitutional right that you want. For my example, I did freedom of speech. Did the same thing here. I made a quick comment. It's about 6 slides of showing students using their First Amendment right and showing how students can use it. what they can and cannot do with it, as well as I show what it would look like if that right was not allowed. So here I have the teacher yelling, no one is allowed to question school decisions. So she's taking away their right to say what they have to say. And then I have my main character thinking, without freedom of speech, people couldn't speak up about problems or suggest improvements. And then here I just have brief little background information. So the First Amendment protects freedom of speech, allowing people to express their opinions peacefully. At the very end, I say the First Amendment protects everyone's ability to share ideas, solve problems, and participate in democracy. So these are the topics you're going to choose from. You can choose any one that you want. You guys are then going to get independent work time to work on these projects. At the very end, you guys are going to have a Google form to fill out about the project. I have already responded, but the Google form is in there for you guys to do. Let me pull it up again. I go to my assessments. You'll type your name in here. So you'll type your name in, which project you chose. If you did historical, what would you do? You answer the first two questions. If you chose the second of in the day of a life of a constitutional right, you'll put NA both here. Answer these two questions. You're going to do, based on your answer above, what were some challenges you faced during your research? Or even using the picked snap, what was something that challenged you? What was something you struggled with? And what's something that surprised you about the topic you chose or the app? As well as you'll rate overall how you felt towards this project. And I want you guys also to say, if you had, say you did the day of a constitutional life, if you had chosen the other route of a historical event, what would you have chosen and why? And then last question, what grade do you believe you deserve based off of your comic and work? Alrighty, guys. So that is the project that we are going to do today. And I hope you guys have fun doing it. And if you have any comments or questions at any point during the project or need help with anything, just let me know.